What's up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? My name's Scythe, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Candy Barbarian in Trove. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and before we get started, we'd very much appreciate if you would hit that like button. Now, without further ado, the Candy Barbarian is going to be kind of a multi-card. While he's going to lean more in the direction of a DPS character, damage per second, meaning that, well, we'll talk about those stats in a bit, you can technically build him as a tank character, but honestly speaking, the only area that you're going to end up actually tanking with this guy would be Ultra Towers because of your class gem ability, and even then, you know, no matter how much health you end up having on a character in Ultra Towers, you're gonna end up getting destroyed. You know, no matter what throughout the entire round, there's not really much you can do, but it's entirely up to you. If you want to use this character for Ultra Towers, of course, get your class gem ability, which is gonna pull enemies towards you, and then he can end up being very useful for that. For a tank character, you just focus on nothing but max health. Absolutely no damage, just max health. But as far as the DPS, the damage character, which is where this character actually shines a little bit more, you're going to want to focus on physical damage, critical hit, and critical damage, of course. And your ultimate ability is going to be where you get your power. Like, because of the passive ability that's going on with the Candy Barb, where he actually has, I think it's like 30% physical damage, like just as a passive bonus with the character. Not exactly sure if it's that percentage or lower, but needless to say, he ends up having more damage than most of the other characters just because of that, and his ultimate ability is going to be where it's at. Now, if you're building this character as far as damage is concerned, you're not going to need your class gem ability. You can just use your normal jump attack. I, of course, have my class gem ability just because why not, but the jump is going to be very helpful for just running around and destroying stuff. And then for the side stats you're going to get on your gear, of course, you're going to go for attack speed. If you want, you can try and squeeze movement speed in there eventually if you can sacrifice a stat for it, but ultimately speaking, yeah, you're going to want to get as much attack speed as possible. Energy regen, again, is the stat that I always go for on my weapons, just because you're going to be using your ultimate ability and your spin attack. Your right click is going to do a lot of damage as well. For the ally, I would just go for the Raptor Berserker, you know, just standard physical damage. For the ring, either energy regen, crit hit, or magic find, depends what you want. And then the martial emblem, and I don't even know why I have the chromatic emblem, honestly. I should be using Sure Strike, but maybe I have enough base crit hit with him. If you have enough base crit hit, of course you can swap Sure Strike out. I use chromatic emblem because it means that you can use your ult a little bit more often, but honestly speaking, if you've got this character strong enough, you know, you're not really gonna need to use your ult more than once per dungeon, right? But that's entirely up to you. And then for the vial, of course, as always, I'm just using Death Defying, right? You can swap this out for whatever you want, but honestly speaking, Death Defying, like, is gonna make the game a lot easier, just because, again, if you build this character correctly with all damage, you're gonna get one shot by pretty much everything in U9. Now, as far as the gem abilities are concerned, of course, Explosive Epilogue is the mandatory one, I would say, if you can, but the gems are random, so GG on that. But then just kind of focus all of these on just raw damage, like nothing but the damage abilities, right? Because the damage abilities are going to just essentially give you more damage per second, right? Now, I don't have ideal gems on the character or anything, and pay no attention to my health or my stats on the character, but of course, this is still the way that you actually build this character. Now, that's already pretty much it, everybody. So again, you can build this character towards a tank utility character if you want, but mostly just use it as a backup for Ultra Towers, just because you don't have one of the other characters working out the way that you want. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. If you do have any questions, however, leave them in the comments below. Sign on and stay epic.